I hear you.
Hello, I'm Bill Russell, President of Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce, and we have another episode of Around the Lake, and we have Heather Bazow from Leaf Spring, and we also have Christine Ogden from Oasis Senior Advisors. And let's start with you, Heather. The other day, Jeff gave me a tour, your husband, of Leaf Springs, and it was just fascinating seeing what you're doing there in Cornelius. Tell us, though, what is Leaf Spring School?
Sure. Thanks for having me. Leaf Spring School is essentially the standard of excellence in early childhood education. We want to partner with families to support the individual needs of each child. So we have our teachers, we have our nurse who work together to meet the kids where they are and grow them to where they need to be successful little humans and go out into the world, once they go into elementary age, hopefully come back to us for after school and summer camps, and just really to be part of every family's village of people who help raise their kids.
And Christine, Oasis Senior Advisors, share with us, what is that? What does your organization do?
Oasis Senior Advisors is a senior housing placement and resource agency. And basically what we do is we help families and seniors navigate the long-term care arena. Mm-hmm. We provide them support through consultation, identifying clinical needs, geographic location, financial requirements, personal lifestyle preferences, and then we narrow down the search for the services that they need, and then we handhold them through the process. We schedule their tours, we go with them, we kind of act as an advocate, we ask questions to make sure that they are getting the best experience, and we're kind of paring down the options because it's such an overwhelming process.
Yeah, Christine, my mother turned 80, and we were talking about her moving from the beach, had a really nice home, Myrtle Beach. She loved it, but we couldn't take care of her at the beach, and so we needed to move her to an independent living facility. I have a close friend whose parents are having to leave their home that they've been in for many, many years. So that's exactly the type of thing, because that's a hard decision and a big decision when you're leaving the home that you've had for 20 or 25 years.
It is. It's very overwhelming. I can't tell you how many daughters I've counseled through the years that are just so stressed and distraught through the process that regular decision making is a challenge for them, much less this enormous decision for their parent.
And Christine, what's your target market? I mean, what are the ages of folks that you're working with?
Generally, we work with 65 and up. I don't know if you're aware of the statistics, but the baby boomers tsunami has hit, and 10,000 people a day are turning 65. The Genworth long-term care cost survey actually says that 7 out of 10 of those 65 and older will need care, a long-term care of some sort at some time during their lifetime. So, we as our client technically is the senior, but we generally work with the children, the adult children of the senior, to help identify options and help them navigate the arena.
Sure. Now, switching back, Heather, Leaf Springs, what's the ages of the kids that you have there at the school?
Sure. So we're a 2-building campus, so we serve a wide range of kiddos. Our preschool building is where our full-time year-round kids call home, ages 6 weeks all the way through pre-K. Our village building serves a little bit of a different market, where we have a half-day 3s and 4s program in addition to transitional kindergarten in the morning, and then the afternoon that flips to after school for elementary age kids. We're also able to support families with teacher work days, spring breaks, those early release days that everybody dreads because you don't get to work a half day as a working parent either, in addition to doing killer summer camps over the summer for those same elementary age kids.
And Heather, I had a chance a couple of weeks ago, like I said, with Jeff, to see your facility, and he actually showed me part of your facility has a couple of rooms that if you have a sick child, that they can be
Sure.
brought to a special place by themselves, that they're separated from the rest of the children. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Get Well place at Leaf Spring is a really big differentiator between us and other early childhood facilities, really anywhere. We have a full-time licensed nurse on staff. She handles everything from, the day-to-day bumps and bruises to assisting families whose kids have allergies or any special abilities or special needs. Also able to provide care for mildly ill children. So we have two different rooms. Let's say a kiddo comes down with strep throat and they're unable to go into the classroom or go to school that day, and they're enrolled in our program just because they haven't checked the box of antibiotics for 24 hours. Instead of mom and dad, grandparents, or whoever having to miss work, they're able to sign them up for the Get Well place where they'll receive care for the day. And it's a real source of comfort for parents. It's a great thing that we're able to provide. And that kind of whole idea came about from our founder, who was a registered nurse. She just saw a huge gap between focusing on, not only education, but the health and wellness of children. And so focusing on, academics, but also emotional health, physical health, developmental health, the whole child type of thing is what we're really passionate about at Leaf Spring.
And I love the name Get Well place. When Jeff said that too, that just feels good. That's nice. I like that. Christine, we just heard about the differentiator. What makes your firm different than any other senior advisors or anybody working with families as they transition? What makes you stand out?
Well, our approach, is that every client and every situation is different. And although we do this every day, the families do not. Some of the senior placement agencies operate in more of a data warehouse fashion. So, they get the client's information and then they take it and they send it out to 15 or 20 communities. And, and then instead of assisting the client or the family, they're now getting 15 or, calls from 15 or 20 places. So we protect that client data all the way through the process until they're ready to make some choices. We're local, we're on the ground, we know our communities. I myself have 25 years in the senior living industry. This is, I started this company with my daughter when I retired, actually, from being an executive director in assisted living for 25 years. I'm from the industry. My approach when I'm touring a community is probably much different because I understand what it takes to run a community, and I understand what the underliers are. And we never, ever refer to someone that we've not personally vetted. We're both certified senior advisors, and I am also a certified dementia practitioner. So we bring that to the table as well.
I'm going to switch over to your website, and it's really easy to navigate. I'm assuming you both can see it. Is there anything that you want to point out, Christine, on your website?
Yes, there is. You can first go to the senior housing tab. Under there, you'll find our 5-step process. And it kind of goes through the levels of care there, which is also something that families are not aware often of, what the difference in the levels of care is. We get many calls saying my mom needs a nursing home, and mom doesn't need a nursing home. Mom can, sometimes even go into independent living with some services, or assisted living would be a great option. So that would be what I would recommend under the senior housing tab, is you can get some idea on the differences in the senior housing options.
And same thing, Heather, easy to navigate a website under Cornelius Leaf Spring Schools. Googled it, came right up. Anything in particular that you would want to point out on your website?
It's full of a lot of general information. So if you're looking just to understand about our philosophy, who we are, where we came from, and then just some general information about our programs and curriculum. We are a play-based school. A child's work is their play. They have their whole life to sit at a desk and do worksheets. Here, they're going to learn through intentional play. It's our goal to make sure they're having fun and checking all those academic boxes as well as physical, emotional, developmental boxes. Anybody that wants to learn more information can click schedule a tour. On the far right-hand side, due to the delights of COVID, things have been a little bit different in the childcare industry. Just to keep folks safe, we haven't been touring as much as we would like to, but are really hopeful that we'll be able to get back to some sense of normalcy relatively soon. We were unfortunately not even able to do a grand opening celebration. So huge things to come, celebrating our 1-year anniversary at the preschool, which is September 20th of 2022. Our village building actually opened a little bit later. It just opened at the beginning of January. So a bit on a different timeline there, but we're excited to, show everybody the school and be a part of the community.
We're still a ways from the summer, but you have summer camps coming up this summer, right?
Yes, we actually just started registering summer camps for in-house families last week and opened that up to anyone who is not currently with us on February 15th. So we have different sessions. We have 10 different sessions throughout the weeks, all with different themes. They do on-site field trips. We go off-site field trips. We have little white buses that take our kids everywhere. We'll go to the pool and do all kinds of really fun activities for the kids to have a lot of choice, burn a lot of energy. We have a full gym in our village, in addition to a lot of outdoor space for kids to, really move their bodies and have a great summer.
Now you have a physical brick and mortar facility. You want to share where you're located?
Sure. So we are at 18110 Statesville Road, in between Pike's Nursery and what once was the Cowboy. Something new is going in there. So you can enter our school either through Statesville Road or on the back end of JV Washam. We spent a long time trying to find the perfect spot to put a leaf spring. Over 2 years that we were in the hunt for, somewhere that we could really make an impact in the community in the Lake Norman area. And when we found that property, we knew it was it. And we have been working hard ever since.
It's a beautiful facility. And again, I can't say enough about it. Last question of you, Heather. Why did you choose Cornelius in Lake Norman for your school?
Sure. So there's a couple other schools in the South Charlotte area under different ownership, but long story short, my son, who's now 13, went to Leaf Spring School at Valentine a decade ago. So we fell in love with the program, what it stood for, and really ultimately wanted to be part of a community. And so a lot of market research, again, went into seeing where a need for a school like ours was. And the North Charlotte, Lake Norman area was it. And so the rest is history, to say the least.
Same question of you, Christine. Why did you choose Lake Norman for your business?
Well, we live here, we work here, we play here. So that would be my first answer. Being in the senior industry, I actually worked in the Lake Norman area for a number of years as an administrator. And, I watched many a family struggle with the options that were available to them around the lake. The other organizations that may offer our services are not based around the lake. They're based out of Charlotte. We run into our families at the grocery store and at church. And, that was really important to me, that we were able to provide a service that we were comfortable enough with running into families at the grocery store. And we wanted to represent, the area well in the senior service industry. There is also a lot of options for the seniors that move into the Charlotte area. You know, seniors are coming to Charlotte and the Lake Norman area to be with their families that have moved from up north or a little bit out west, or, you know, the seniors that get down to Florida and realize it's too hot, so they're coming back up to North Carolina. And you know, a lot of people think when you move into an assisted living you can't go anywhere, and that's just simply not the truth. So Lake Norman has so much to offer with NASCAR and the mountains, and you know, all of the fine restaurants in the area. It was just a good fit for us.
I tell you what, you're just preaching Chamber of Commerce. We love that. Well, I want to thank both of you for taking time today to share a little bit about your two organizations and what you're doing, what you brought here to the lake. And thank you for your involvement in the Chamber of Commerce. And I want to thank everybody who watched, and please go out and consider getting your child involved in Leaf Spring. And if you have a transition of a parent or someone, please consider Oasis. And thank both of you for being a part of today's program.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Have a great afternoon.
Bye-bye.